Serious, what is unethical as FCK but extremely common in the dating world? Using somebody else's photo as your profile, Tinder, whatever pic in order to attract them to you and make them go on a date with you. Ghosting. Like, hello, I made you a 4-course meal and decide to not show up. Making plans for a date and just not showing up. Old ass pics. I'm always amazed how people seem to think they look exactly the same after 5 years or more. Come the FCK on. Lying through your teeth when making a dating profile. People lie about the most random things to make themselves seem more appealing. Lies can range from things as innocuous as I have a dog to shitty like my dick is 15 elephants long. Edit. Grammar L. Going on a break with a serious so to bang someone else and then asking for them back after. Lying about birth control. Cheating. Not socially acceptable but still very common. Lying about STDs or STIs. Lying about whether or not you are clean, STD STI free, and sleeping with them anyway. Lying about your existing relationship status e.g. saying you're single when you're not. Failure to disclose offspring. Using profile pics when you're 5 years younger and 50 pounds lighter doesn't work when you meet someone in real life. You're attempting to start a relationship on a lie. Lying about intentions. If you want a one-night stand, say it. Don't lie and say you want a relationship. But I really want a relationship. Just not with you. So you get a one-night stand. Breadcrumbing. You meet someone. Aren't exactly interested. But want a backup option. If you just ghost them or reject them, then they won't be around anymore. So instead, you leave a trail of breadcrumbs to keep them hanging. Dating someone because it's easy, rather than because you actually like them. Settling isn't really healthy. Fam. Lying about their interests. Every F-King Tinder profile has someone saying they like to hike, exercise, travel, and other grandiose shit. I've only met a few women who were just blunt about shit and didn't need to hide behind a fake narrative of their life. If you meet someone outside a dating site, you can at least catch their bullshit early on so you can avoid more red flags down the road. Wanderlust. Watches Netflix all day. Emotionally manipulating somebody to get what you want. Scrolling through these comments. It looks like all of these things, ghosting, stringing along, etc., happen more often than actual dates. You always catch more water than fish. Edit. Expecting for one person to pay for everything. Funny. Was just dumped about 36 hours ago after she drained my reserves. And wanted to be a kept woman. With a very part-time job. I don't make enough to cover both rents and her food and care for her cats who are old as dirt and have astronomical vet bills. Yeah. Looking back, that whole year was a mistake. Stealthing. It's when someone has told you they put on a condom, but at some point they take it off and continue having sex without a condom against your consent. It's an awful violating feeling to find out this has happened to you. I had this happen to me. While I was also drunk and the man was sober. Even drunk me knew he needed a condom and ended up pregnant. And then miscarrying. And having to get STD testing and therapy. Made for an awful few months and absolutely should be illegal as FCK. A guy I know lied about his age when he started dating a 16-year-old he met online. He was 27. I don't know how common this is, but it's F-ked up. Having side dudes chicks as F-ked and people do it all the time. There are memes and jokes about it, but it really hurts to have someone date you and FCK someone else regularly. It messes with you. Going on breaks in a relationship. But in reality they are doing more than going on a break? Not sure exactly. I probably like your dog better. Oh, that's great because my dog is only into bitches. Scouting. When a man or woman makes dates with several people simultaneously on the same night. then waits until right before the date to decide which one to actually go out with, and cancelling on the other people. Leading people on even though you have no intentions of dating or even meeting up with that person. After reading through 15-20 of these. Holy shitty. People actually do this shitty? I have been out of the dating scene for a long time now. But the way I picked up women was just treating them like everyone else. Some of the shitty in the thread is horrid. Everything in this thread is reminding me why I'm glad I'm not dating at the moment. Everything in this thread is why I'm still single and kind of too afraid to start one. Being controlling and saying I'm just jealous because I love you. That doesn't mean you get to go through my phone all the time. Karen. Ghosting. I think that's the most horrible way to end a relationship of any sort. So cruel. Childish and unnecessary. It's not even the rejection that's so bad. It's wondering if you did something or said something wrong. I would prefer if the person just said I don't like you, never contact me again. At least you have some closure. I've been ghosted 4 or 5 times now. And honestly, once I send a message and I don't hear back within the day, I move on. Saying that you're not official and somehow it's okay to hurt the other person. I'm talking about people who string others along over 3+ weeks. Sleep with them. Talk to them every day. Share really personal details and involve them in some aspect of their daily life or routine. Then pretending it was actually nothing and that they shouldn't be angry or upset because it wasn't official. Drugging people's drinks. Withholding information. No, I'm not married. This is a man ring. Sticking around long enough to have sex. Then disappearing. People just berating their significant others in general. There is so much emotional abuse that happens in relationships without either party being aware that it's abuse. Going on about how much it hurt you when an ex cheated on you. How you can't imagine someone ever doing that to someone that loved them. Then doing it yourself. It lures us so into a false sense of security, knowing that if things are going to end they'll probably see it coming miles away, or that they won't be lied to, rather than being blindsided by infidelity. I've been married for 21 years. My wife and I are going through a separation. I was starting to look forward to dating in the future. Until I read this completely f***ed up thread. Now I'm terrified. Guys who bareback on purpose. I just couldn't get the condom on. Right. Asterisk. Also. Assholes who pretend not to hear no. It's always amusing to me how common ghosting is nowadays. It's like we all agreed that's completely normal dating behavior. Dating apps have ruined a lot of things for us. I've known of some people in the past who would date one person that they were mildly interested in while trying to win the heart of their true romantic interest at the same time. If they got rejected and it didn't work out with the person they liked, they would go back to their soul as a sort of safety blanket. It was really messed up. Those relationships were clearly toxic. Dick pics. You wouldn't do it in public. Why would you do it over the phone? When people don't even try to hide the fact that they're using you for their own selfish pleasure. Not mutual pleasure. Like, at least make me not regret taking off my comfy clothes to be disappointed for 3 minutes. Ghosting. Removing the condom without telling the other person. I've caught 3 different guys doing this. 2 of them got a serious earful and the third got a swift kick in the chest. And an earful. Someone consenting to sex with you doesn't mean that you can just do whatever the FCK you want without asking. Just randomly grabbing someone by the ass or hugging them when you're practically a stranger. It can only work at a bar or a club. In some countries it's becoming less common and shunned upon. Technically always is if you're fugly. Still common though in some places. Especially yellow fever gauges in Asia. Teachers dating students. Doctors, nurses dating patients, and former best friends trying to date their friends' exes. Like, seriously. Don't you know any other guy girl apart from your friend's ex? Is it O? Assuming both parties are consenting adults. Isn't it unethical to tell someone they can't date just because it bothers you? Lying about whether you're looking for a relationship just to get laid. Speaking personally, right out of the gate I tell people I'm romantically interested and that I don't think I'm cut out for relationships and I'll probably never be exclusive with them. And we almost always end up having sex anyways. After that I end up being the side piece or the between relationships guy and I don't have to lie about my intentions. Most dudes aren't direct or confident enough to do this though. Dating when separated. At least in my experience they are not ready. Emotionally, physically, or mentally to move on. Mistake made. Moving on. Lie to girls about your financial status so they can become impressed and somehow more interested in you. Don't do this shitty guys. Additional cringe would be chicks letting themselves get influenced by financial status imho. I've never felt this way about a girl before bahahahaha. Women matching guys on Tinder or whatever who have no intention of either dating them or having a one night stand but will meet the guy anyway to get a free dinner out of him. Using a person's low self-esteem to get them to do things they don't want to. It's disgusting and abusive. My ex did this all the time. If I said I didn't want to have sex, he'd keep pushing. If I didn't give in, he would end up getting all cold and distant until I'd give him a sympathy hand job. And sadly a lot of the time people don't see this as problematic. Last time I posted about this to Reddit, I was told that it's okay because I eventually consented. And that I'm the abusive one for withholding sex. Shading the truth on who you really are as a person. Everyone seems to round up a bit. Cause if you're bluntly honest it makes you seem overly self-depreciating. Can't believe this hasn't been said yet. When women claim they're pregnant. Making someone feel like they're really special when you treat everyone you're talking to like that. Or dating someone who really likes you and you know they really like you but you only date you to make their ex jealous to get them back. The first part is not that person's fault. If they treat everyone like that, then that is just the type of person they are and they seem like a really good person if you feel incredibly special by them just being themselves. The second part is an arsehole move. Girls telling guys they can't have any female friends. And or controlling their time with other friends. I had a woman tell me on the third date that she expected me to give her access to my phone and email accounts so that she could check who I was talking to in order for us to have a relationship. I noped out of that one. Expecting sex simply because you agreed to a date. Doesn't matter if you buy food, drinks or a car because you choose to do that out of your own free will, and if you expect some guaranteed return on investment you need a prostitute. I'm saying this as a guy. If you think you pay for sex, well, go ahead and do it. Women paying for nothing. This one is touchy. Because a lot of guys insist on paying. Or get angry, weirdly emasculated, emotionally fragile when you offer to pay. And then act like you owe them sex attention another date when they pay. Cheating. A guy sleeping with a girl on the first date and deciding she isn't relationship material based on that fact while still considering himself completely dateable. Edit. Guys who base whether you're relationship material on how quickly you had sex with them and no other factors at all. The MySpace angle. It's just a flattering photo angle. It's not like the pictures are edited. It's just silly to say people should be obliged to use unflattering photos on dating sites. Everyone wants to make a good impression. After all. Getting free meals from guys with no intention of a serious date. Forcing the guy you met on Tinder to smash you in the woods or else you'll leave him on the side of the road 15 miles from home. Oh, that's rape. Hope you're okay. Double standards for three-ways. Met a douche like this when I was 18. Kept trying to pressure me in a three-way with a girl. Saying two girls is hot. Every girl is a little bee. The usual. I have a strict policy. I can do FMF. But you gotta be open to MFM. Period. No double standards. No. Babe. That's gay. Fine. No FMF. But it's hot. You'll learn to love it. No. I'm fine if a dude says, I'm not into MFM. If you're into FMF without retribution, I'm all for trying it. But I won't force you. But don't go on. And on. And on. About how FMF is hot and MFM is you gay. This one may be specific to same-sex dating. But if you're poly, or want a threesome, or if you're straight and want to experiment, disclose it from the beginning. Don't treat queer women like a fantasy you're role-playing. Nothing is more irritating as an LGBT woman than talking to a cute girl for a while only for her to tell you she has a boyfriend or husband who's letting her explore her desires with a woman. Like, be upfront about it. I'm looking for a relationship. Not to be a toy in someone's bedroom. It's especially gross when you realize that it's their boyfriend's fantasy too. And you have this entire other party you didn't consent to. Like, no. Stop. Why would you even? No. Double standards. You're not looking for anyone under 6 feet. I'm not looking for someone over 250 pounds. All good. Personal choices. But now apparently I'm misogynist. Lying about how often you post on Reddit. Be honest about it. And they will respect you for it. Women having height preferences on the men they date. But being upset if men have weight preferences on the women they date. Farting when someone is going down on you. People showing their friends nudes they receive. Those are for you and not other people unless whoever has sent them says otherwise. I believe that is extremely wrong. Not contacting your partner when you decide to break up. Yeah, let's not talk to each other and just pretend we don't know each other despite everything we went through. 1. Not getting your boyfriend a birthday present when you have the exact same birthday. And making him pay for your dinners and drinks because you spent all your cash on drugs for partying. 2. Making out with their best friend while they are high during your shared birthday when their boyfriend is literally within 30 meters of them. 3. Breaking up you with a text after going to your staff party as a +1 for some free drinks. 4. Coming to your partner's place of work after dumping him to have drinks with your friends. Then trying to kiss him on the cheek before you leave. I do not know why I dated this person for so long. Also none of this is common at all but I wanted to vent. Dude, your ex is a bitch. Dating to have your partner fix you. Whether it's an emotional problem, monetary problem or otherwise, it doesn't seem like the people I've been attracting recently want a relationship. I especially do not like the emotional fix types because often I see women who shouldn't be dating because they are so vulnerable and dependent on you to make them feel they dated. It's needy to the extreme and I don't trust either me or them not to become abusive later down the line. Constantly buying drinks and encouraging them to drink more than they otherwise would. Girl told me she'd had so many abortions that she could no longer get pregnant. Now I'm paying child support. Well, I mean that already kinda sounds like a big red flag. Female on male domestic violence.